Hello friends, welcome back to Science with me. My name is Dr. Erica and I am so excited that you are joining us for science in our Among Us unit. We have 5 really fun science projects that are all centered around Among Us and playing the Among Us game. And today we are going to find a fun way to either show who is an imposter or to determine who's an imposter. It depends how you want to play it. If you have a parent as you're playing the game and they're going to tell you who the imposter is, they can set it up with the cups and they'll know what to put in each cup. If you want to play it where you just want to randomly assign an imposter, you would do this at the beginning. The way this works is we actually are going to use a really dark brown liquid called iodine. And this liquid is actually 2 iodine molecules holding hands really, really well together. Then we're going to introduce a chemical reaction for one of them, and we're going to do that by adding vitamin C. Now, we didn't happen to have a vitamin C tablet. This would work better if you do, but we did have some cough drops that had vitamin C in it, and all you need is something that has a lot of vitamin C in it. So if you don't have a tablet, you can use a cough drop. And what's going to happen is vitamin C has ascorbic acid in it, and ascorbic acid has extra hydrogen ions that when we put it in a solution is going to be hanging out and mingling around. And when it sees those 2 iodide ions hanging out, or the iodine together hanging out, the hydrogen's like, wait, I want to have some fun with you guys too. And it's going to wedge itself in there, cut the bond into 2 ions of iodine, and it's going to bond to one of them. And it's going to make these iodine ions that are going to be completely clear. So for our imposter, what will happen is they'll get a solution that looks just like water, but has that ascorbic acid from the vitamin C in it. And when we add the iodine in, it's going to be colorless. And if you're a crewmate, you won't have that. So you won't have a chemical reaction, you'll have a physical reaction, which is the dilution of the iodine. So it won't look as dark, but it will still be brown, and that will tell you that you are a crewmate. So how do we do this? Well, you need the iodine, you need whatever you're using for the vitamin C, you need something to crush with. I've got a hammer and a little bag here. You're gonna need some water for it. And then every player that you're gonna play with needs their own cup. I'm only gonna show you guys with 2. And then I'm gonna make my ascorbic acid solution from my vitamin C cough drop in this guy so that I can just sort of pour it in. That's all you need for this really fun project. So the first thing is you're going to take your vitamin C tablet or your cough drop. Ours is a little sticky, so it could be kind of interesting. But we are going to take it and we're going to put it into our bag, just like this, so we can crush it up and keep the fine powders. And I might even add a little bit of water after I crush it a couple times. So I'm just going to close this and I'm going to crush it up with my hammer. This is a really fun project. Super sticky, so I'm going to add some water in here, and that will help it start to sort of go into a solution. Now, the stronger solution of vitamin C that you have, the more quickly it will turn clear. All right, so if you want it to really be good at clearing out the iodine, you want a lot of that ascorbic acid in there. I'm going to get this guy inside the water. I'm going to mix it around, sort of dissolve that cough drop, get that ascorbic acid inside of solution. The thicker the solution, the better, because again, it will have more of the ascorbic acid to interact with the iodine, so it'll turn more of the iodine clear. And if you love this project, we actually did something very similar with in our Harry Potter unit. So you can go check out our YouTube channel, check out our Harry Potter unit. We made an actual clock. It was a time changer that we could use to tell time and see if somebody's going to be after us and if we have to worry about it. And that was a really fun one. It also uses starch in addition to this. And instead of turning clear, our solution would turn blue really quickly after a certain amount of time, which was always sort of the trick. You have to figure out how much starch do you do and how do you figure out exactly how long the timing is. But that was a really fun one. That's part of our Harry Potter potions. You should check that out. All right, I am dissolving as much of this guy as I can because I want all that vitamin C. All right, and then what we'll do is if you're playing a game and you're playing this sort of at home and you guys are using this as a way either, again, if you have a parent who's gonna say, hey, Georgia, you were the imposter this time, I could have the cups lined up with all of their names, and in Georgia's cup, I would put this special solution while the kids weren't looking. If the kids are playing and they just want to be able to assign it, you could have it where just as randomly they pick a cup, maybe go into the bathroom so nobody can see if they're imposter, and then test it. All right. So you can make a nice big solution. You can make a pitcher of this one and then have a pitcher of water. And then each time you only put this solution with the ascorbic acid into one cup because you only want one imposter. Or 2 cups, I guess, if you want more than one imposter. All right, so I have this guy and I can now pour it in here. This will be my, sort of my pitcher of solution that is got the ascorbic acid. It looks just like water, so kids, when they see it, won't really know. And then what we would do is we would fill one of our cups up with water. And if you're playing with 5 people, you'd fill 4 cups up with just plain water. So these are the crewmates. And then we're gonna fill 1 up with our imposter. And now comes the cool part. So we take our iodine, and in our cup with who's a crewmate, if we add some iodine in here, you'll notice nothing really happens. All right, it's just plain brown. That tells me I'm a crewmate. And if I add the iodine here, it's nice because we're adding the same thing. I can add the iodine in here, and you'll notice that it turns clear. Because again, we're giving that iodine, we're breaking it apart into ions using the ascorbic acid, those extra hydrogen ions that are available in the ascorbic acid. So here, if a kid went into the bathroom and did this, they'd do, oh, it's brown, I'm a crewmate. And if it came out to this, then you say, oh, it's clear, I'm the imposter. And it's a fun way to sort of assign who is imposter and who is crewmate with a great chemical reaction for this one. And also see the difference between a chemical reaction and a physical reaction. I hope you guys enjoy this one. We have a lot of other really fun imposter Among Us games. We have our hardest paper circuit that we have ever done. So if you're gonna be doing that and you're on our Patreon, make sure you download some of our other Patreon paper circuits and work on those first, because we have a really cool one. It's gonna be, you're gonna wire it up just like you wire in Among Us, and it's gonna turn different LEDs on. It'll be a really fun one. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out at patreon.com/rosieresearch. Have a great afternoon.